I think that there is something really beautiful about letting yourself be open and vulnerable and to need people. Travel can really be wonderful for just shaking you out of your familiar circumstances.
The older you get, the stronger your senses. But sometimes you doubt what you feel. You worry that you're being overdramatic, overly suspicious, and as the girlies say, being a bit extra. But you are none of these. Instead, you are wiser. Your intuition is sharper, and it's some people's goal to throw your senses off the right track. I've had a wonderful experience that I could have maximized if I trusted my senses more. For example, I woke up one morning and my body was just like, hey, you need to travel this year. And what started as a short sabbatical turned into an invitation into rooms with extraordinary masterpieces and extraordinary people. I finally did it. I finally did the Italy tour. The trip I didn't think I'd do for at least another 5 years. Exploring Italy's art scene was a bucket list item that I was dying to check off. Florentine and Renaissance sculpture and architecture are just so hard to describe in words. You have to be there to see them for yourself. Now, fast forward to today, I'm so happy I didn't second guess myself on that trip. Because I'm in no position, unfortunately, to do something like that again, at least not right now. But the investment, it was priceless. I see myself differently than I did before that trip. I'm still carrying around the mental clarity and the sense of self-worth that I gained from it all these months later. Yesterday's price is certainly not today's price. After that trip, for you to access me, to access my time, my point of view, my energy, you need to invest in me what I ultimately invested in myself during that trip. Yes, I've had other amazing, life-changing experiences before Italy, but I was still in this deficit mindset for some reason. I was still making most decisions out of desperation rather than inspiration, and I paid a huge price for it. Like when I applied to this so-called prestigious writing bootcamp, hoping that it would introduce me to the people who could catapult my writing career, who could literally change my life, I thought. I enrolled and I paid an unnecessary amount of money for it, desperate to see myself in a better professional and personal position, out of fear that I was in need to hurry up, to catch up, from a fear that I wasn't where I should be at my big age. And because of that fear, I didn't take enough time to gather evidence that this bootcamp aligned with my purpose or my goals. And sure enough, to this day, it has not done shit for me. Time is essential to fully feeling and understanding what your body and mind are telling you. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Don't make decisions with long-term consequences based on short-term feelings. This is what made me wonder if the travel therapy thing is really a thing. If somehow me moving around in a new or inspiring part of the world led to that better mental health and better decision-making after the fact. Thankfully, we do have an expert who has some thoughts.
Hi, Sun. So in answer to some of your questions, I really feel that travel is one of these unsung heroes when it comes to healing, when it comes to growth. It absolutely contributes to neuroplasticity. Mostly that has to do with being in unfamiliar surroundings and just having to use our brains more actively than when we are kind of on autopilot mode. And one of the beautiful things about that, in answer to one of your questions about how to make this more accessible to anyone, is that you don't really have to go to far-flung places in order to activate new neural connections in your brain. Something as simple as taking a different route to work can actually increase neuroplasticity. It can help with increasing memory and preserving your memory skills, just to go a different route in your usual day. So in terms of making travel accessible and making travel as a neuroplasticity tool accessible to anyone, that it really is available. If you can just walk around your neighborhood in a different path than you normally do, and that can help with neuroplasticity. In terms of healing from depression or healing from big life changes, breakups, divorces, the death of a loved one, travel can really be wonderful for just shaking you out of your familiar circumstances. And we have all these visual cues, sensory cues, hearing something similar or smelling something that can really bring us back to those painful memories. And travel gets us out of that familiar space and into an unfamiliar surrounding where we have to really engage our senses in a new way and engage with the world in a new way. And that can be really helpful for just sort of providing a clean slate, so to speak, like allowing ourselves to just have a little space, a little mental and emotional space from all of the stimuli that really brings up those painful memories. And that by itself can be very healing. Travel can also be really helpful for sort of shaking our lives up if we're feeling stuck. And depression can definitely be a result of feeling stuck in your life in some way, of feeling like you don't know how to move forward, or whether that's with a relationship or with a career choice. Wandering in a new place is really wonderful. And I think it's important to say in this day and age that doing that with your phone put away is even better, because that really forces you to engage in a sort of a benign uncertainty that I think is really valuable for our neuroplasticity and for our ability to engage in the world. I recently, a couple of years ago, I took a trip to Portugal, but I really made an effort to stay kind of open and vulnerable in a way, to ask people for directions, to ask people where this restaurant was, or, if they knew where a restroom was or anything like that, but to try to engage, especially with locals, and to let myself need other people. That was huge for me. I think that there is something really beautiful about letting yourself be open and vulnerable and to need people.
Here are some questions that I wish I asked myself before making that major decision, or any major decision in the past. Who has taken this route before? And what was the ROI for them? Who is backing this opportunity? And how much credibility will this opportunity lend to me? What can I confidently say I'm getting out of this opportunity if I were to pursue it? Sadly, I asked these questions only after I paid a very heavy financial and psychological price for empty promises. Sadly, the feelings that I had after the fact while investigating these questions and doing a retroactive investigation to see if it would have still been the right decision, my results were not good. I felt helpless when I realized my mistake and how it all proved to be a useless sunk cost. I did everything I thought I could to avoid people, places, and things that threatened my peace of mind. But even when you run away physically, the thoughts that you carry mentally follow you everywhere. So based on that, I decided not just to travel as much as possible, or to, get myself out of my comfort zone physically and mentally. But I decided every year that I'm going to take a mental trip, a trip of sagaciousness. I did not make up that word, and it's a big SAT word, so let's break it down. Sagacious is an adjective that means keen, acute, far-sighted perception, and discernment. I want to leave you with at least 3 red flags and 3 green flags that will help you tap into this sagaciousness more, to be aware of as you travel and recognize when certain aspects appear in the people and events that you come across this year and in years to come. Here's how to plan a trip of sagaciousness. First, the red flags. Red flags are anyone who only has complicated or zero answers to very simple questions. Number 2, anyone who feels truth is a threat instead of just a matter of fact. Number 3, anytime people think leaving you on red is a flex. A response is always warranted. Ghosting, never okay. Green flags, the people who praise you for who you are instead of what you bring to the table. Number 2, believing that your worth is based on a greater good versus a short-term gain. People who want to commune with you rather than exploit you. I know right now that feels far and few in between, but they're out there. The world has over 8.2 billion people in it. I pray that you don't let the one or the two steal your joy. I pray that you find the green flags in a couple of them who either live within or outside of your hometown or home country this year. I hope you build a routine of assessing every decision you make and every person you invite into your life with this checklist. Please spare yourself regret and earn a return on investment by sagaciously evaluating everything and anyone who comes in contact with you. And don't be afraid to change the scenery to do it. The Leading Like a Lady podcast was created to remind Black women, young and old, that acting like a lady is exactly what the world needs in leadership. Don't forget to subscribe to the blog so that you receive updates on when we post directly to your email.